Hey everyone, it's Dorcas and welcome back to my channel. So if you saw my Arteza gouache review, you got a little glimpse of some of the watercolors that I have in my collection. And at some point I'm definitely going to do a video just taking you through all the different brands that I have and how I set up my palette. Here's just a little preview of what I've been using lately. These are mostly Daniel Smith colors with a few Winsor & Newton, but that's all to come because today I'm adding a new brand to my collection and I kind of want to do a little unboxing and swatch out those colors and do a little review of that before I dive into all of my other brands together. Okay, so why don't we just get started? Alright, so this is a new to me brand called Watercolor paints and it's from their Elite series. So when I saw this, I just knew I had to try it because I just hoard art supplies and you can never have too much. So this one is from their really versatile line because it's good for study and for home and for office. And I mean, right off the bat, you could tell this is paint that kind of makes you think and really challenges your mental capacity because even though it says there's 16 colors, it does say it's a 12-pack of washable watercolor paints, and then a 16-pack. So who knows? There's actually 16 colors, so you have plenty of hues to play with. So why don't we just open it up? And before I actually open it up, I do want to say that I really like the minimal packaging. I mean, it's just this simple plastic case, and then inside it's just this. So yeah, so super eco-friendly, so you don't have to worry about all of this extra packaging that other products have. And it also comes with this little brush, so it's also very travel friendly. So you can just pop it out, and then when you're done, just snap it back into place, and you can totally just pop this in your backpack and you're good to go. Now, one thing that immediately caught my eye, other than the fact that there's so many colors, so you really get a lot of bang for your buck, is the fact that they have glitter on them. So honestly, this is genius because you totally get, you can opt for maybe some glitter, or if you just want the color without any of the glitter, you can just go to the side here. There's like a variety of different shines. So if you want something that's really shimmery and super shiny, you can, go for this color. But if you want something a little more subtle, you have options as well. So there's a whole variety. There's absolutely no just consistency at all in this. And honestly, if I had seen this, I definitely would have saved so much money going for a brand like this than shelling out Lord knows how much for my Kuretake colors. So I can't wait to try that out and see what that looks like on paper. So just how I do with every single new paint set that I get, I'm going to swatch out all these colors which have no name, so that's also part of the fun and the, as they say, world of imagination that you get with these sets, because you can just create your own names for them. So why don't I spritz these and start swatching them? And I'd originally set out a paintbrush, totally forgetting that this comes with its own, so I'm totally going to use theirs because why not? So now I usually use a round brush because it comes to a point, kind of like this. So you can get both thin lines and thicker lines when you press down on the brush, but I'm excited to play around with this one instead. Okay. So let's just swatch these beautiful colors out. Hopefully get a lot of that shiny glitter onto it. Just really got to rub in there. And remember, it helps if you spritz the colors first. This goes for any kind of dried watercolors that you're using. Just spritz it and let it sit for a while so that those paints can really start to wake up. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's just like a tiny layer of paint coating this plastic palette, which really gives me the notion that these are really concentrated. So you don't even need a lot, I'm guessing. So I'm just rubbing my brush in there. And now we can really start to see that glitter. And notice how these are really transparent. This is really transparent paint. So they're not opaque. And definitely not as bold as maybe some other ones. Next is this creamy caramel color. I really like the texture that this brush leaves behind. You can really get some interesting lines on there. And I didn't get to show you, but if you rubbed the glitter while the paint is still dry, it totally doesn't flick off, which is my favorite kind of glitter, because we know that glitter gets everywhere and no one likes that. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the rest of these colors really quickly, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I finished swatching all 16. Let's make sure. Yep, all 16 colors. And two things that I noticed, well, I noticed a lot of things, but two of the top ones was that this brush holds very little water, so you don't have to worry about like a big splotch of water ruining your painting. So it gives you a lot of control, this brush. Sometimes I have brushes that just holds too much, and then I feel like I'm wasting it all when I wash my brush in my paint water, and all of that pigment goes away. And also, after using all 16 colors, check out my water. It's hardly changed much at all. It's just a little bit gray, which to me, that's magic. That's like some witchcraft right there. So now I'm going to put these colors to the test and like paint some florals and maybe do some brush lettering too. But before I do that, I just want to make sure you get a nice view of all the different colors and the shimmery glitter. They're dry now, and look, no glitter on the hands. So I'd say this is a great alternative if you don't want to shell out for those more expensive brands. So now I'm just gonna draw a little circle to help me guide my watercolor wreath. And since a round brush is best for, florals, because you can really get some nice details with the tip of the brush, I'm going to switch on over to my, Princeton Heritage brush instead of this flat brush that came with the palette. So I'm just going to pop that back in there and use this one instead. I'm also going to be mixing some of these colors, so I'm going to transfer some of that onto this palette, and then I'll start working on some florals. Also, this palette, you can, take it apart if this is a little too cumbersome, and if you want to, just have this out when you're painting and put this aside, and then it pops right back on. See? So super versatile. Alright. We'll start by just painting some roses. And again, this paint is super transparent. I thought it'd be much more concentrated just because of how much or how little paint is on the palette, but I was mistaken. So you can really get some nice effects and some really good gradients with this. And every so often you get a little bit of glitter in the paint. Since I am using my brush, it holds a lot more water than the brush that this palette came with. So I just have to be very careful not to dip my entire brush in the well, because since this paint is already so diluted, so transparent, like I could easily just be painting with just grayed out water. And we want some of this beautiful pigment to show. And eventually I will do a video just on how to do different florals, like nice, just loose watercolor flowers. And now I'm just drawing happy little roses. And letting these colors just blend in together. And I will give a heads up now that I usually link all of my supplies or materials that I've used in my videos under in the description. But this one I won't be able to because it's from a local merchant, and you know, this one doesn't have a website that you can, you know, buy it from. But I can give you the brand and maybe you can find it. I was not very successful. I'm wondering if I should have used the brush that this palette came with, because this brush is picking up so much water. But almost done. I'm gonna add some leaves. They're very light, very, very light. So I'm going to add a little bit more paint. Now I'm going to do some quick brush lettering to finish this off. So April Fools, I'm sure by now you caught on that this was not an actual good set of watercolor paints. These are actually from the dollar store, but I was actually impressed. I thought whatever I was going to make was going to look like total trash, but this just shows you that you don't need super fancy paint to come up with something pretty acceptable, if I do say so myself. So I hope you enjoyed this silly video and you enjoyed painting with me. Now you have no excuse to not jump right into watercolors if that was something that you've been wanting to try out for a while. now's the perfect time. I mean, we've got nothing but time. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!